What's good? Rocking with your boys Czar, all rights reserved. I'm reading comments and learning. I'm trying to figure out which speakers being covered up. I don't really see the speakers on this weird phone. I guess that's pretty sad, being that I'm from a younger generation. I got to figure out what you guys mean, but I'm holding it a different way, so everything should be good money. I'll check it out, but you already know I do one takes and I just go in. So, what's going on? Smoke Dawg, one of Drake's affiliates, is now deceased after being shot broad day in Canada. And it actually involved him and another man and a woman. The woman's not seriously critically injured, but she does have serious wounds, but they're not life-threatening. The other two are deceased. They haven't mentioned the second guy, but they did mention one, and that was Drake's friend. I'm not gonna take the angle everyone's taking, you know what I mean? The Drake, oh, Drake's losing so many people. Listen, you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's Drake, and he's a well-known artist, and he has a lot of people around him. And if this guy, if you actually research his music catalog, he was doing a lot of music. He was involved in a lot. He had a remix with French Montana. He also had another hit song with another Toronto rapper whose name escapes me at the moment, but they each basically had multi-million views, more than 3 million views he had on just that video with that other artist. And then the French Montana one blew up as well, and he had about 4 million views on it. So it's not like he wasn't known himself. So we can't just direct it at Drake's losing a lot of people. This guy was a well-known performer, obviously, to have millions of views. And I didn't see no feature with Drake. There was no feature with Drake, and he was making it happen. That's why I'm saying this can't be taken in that way. It can't be perceived that, oh, this is Drake losing another one. This guy, we don't know what he was into. We don't know what street beef he may have had. It could be a lot of different things. I listened to a song or two. It was okay. You know what I mean? It wasn't amazing. It wasn't, let's say it wasn't Drake level, but it was a pretty good song. It was on point. You know, I have nothing against it. He's talking about what he's talking about, but this brings us back to when you're doing a song, it's all what you rap about. You know what I mean? If he was talking that stuff, there could have been someone he had beef with or something that's like, oh, he's talking about doing this, doing that, so, you know, let me slide up on him. We can't blame Drake for that. Let's think about it. Drake, when he's in his music, he doesn't talk like that. He talks nice, but he's not talking in a way that perceives violence. She looked good, but it's not in a way that perceives violence in any type of form that I know of. He does contemporary type music where it involves many different styles. He incorporates many different forms of the art of hip hop. It's not just a straight form of rapping about what he's gonna do to someone and different things. So those are important things to take into account. It's sad, you know, it's in Canada. I didn't know Toronto and things were that live like that, broad day type live. But you know, it's all about what beef he may have had. And you know, we don't look to see anyone go in prison, but I hope there's justice on his name so his family can rest in peace, he can rest in peace, and everybody can be satisfied with the situation. You know, it's all about the perception you hand off to people of the type of person you are that will develop you as an artist. And his artistry and what he rapped about, the concepts, the subjects, the punchlines, different things, none of it was innocent. It wasn't to the point where I'm like, okay, this guy claims to not be with it. You know what I mean? And Smoke Dawg could have been smoking, but it also is getting, you know, smoked. It's a term of violence as well. So it's all about how he builds his imagery. Drake didn't build his image that way. Drake was a different type of person. When I seen their pictures, allegedly, it looked like he was throwing up gang signs as well. So I really can't say nothing about it. It's really no way to say, oh yeah, that's his fault. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's Drake. You know what I mean? So when people mention it, it's just because Drake's a big name artist. He already said that he was sorrowful about what happened and he didn't mean to see it happen. So there's many different points to take and perceptions that could be used to form an opinion over what actually was the case. Now, why he didn't have many features with Drake, but he was his friend, I don't know. because I never heard of him being part of OVO. I never seen anything that made me think he was involved with OVO. It was just Drake's homie. You know, maybe he turned down the deal, maybe he didn't. But the whole point of what I'm trying to work my way to is Drake's album Scorpion just dropped. There's many perceptive views that work towards it. Now, I've heard it. It's actually an alright album. It's not too bad. The name's interesting because it forms to a lot of different meanings and let's say different type of manner. It does have a lot of meanings. Scorpion has a lot of different meanings that are associated with it. And maybe later those will come out as Drake's explaining why he chose the name and different things. But again, it was just a creative piece. But pertaining to this, you know, R.I.P. Smoke Dawg. But what I wanted to talk about, and the reason I brought it up, is because what's being looked at is Jay-Z's verse on one of his songs, and Waka Flocka has addressed it. Now, I already directly tagged Waka Flocka like, well, what do you mean? He is arguing the fact that Jay-Z mentioned why wasn't it Zimmerman and Tentacion. I want to know the same thing. You want to know what confuses me most is I know that there's a lot of black men there, and I know that there's a lot of people that are moving, doing what they got to do. But you're telling me you took time out to attack Tentacion, but Zimmerman still running his mouth making threats? Like, still making threats to people and walking around fine, walking around good. He probably walks through the hood every day and he doesn't get touched. He's like, touch me, you know what I did to Trayvon. That type of thing. Are we really letting that slide? But still not saying nothing when it's black on black crime. Like, why? I'm confused on that. You know, when I was looking at this situation, I'm like, Smoke Dawg, everybody's like, oh, that's Drake's homie. Why is Drake's homie getting off when Jay-Z brought up a good point? You guys aren't chasing Zimmerman down yet. To be completely real with you, if I didn't have something I was planning and I was living down there, I think I would have been after him. That's just me. Because there's no way that he slid on that. So he did that to that young boy down there, and he slid like it was nothing. Still walking around, y'all. Still chilling around, y'all. Out to eat with his family. Probably mean mugging blacks coming through the window. And he's good. He mean mugs you. You guys are like, oh, that's Zimmerman. I ain't want no problems with Zimmerman. That's what I feel like. I feel like you guys are like, no smoke with Zimmerman. He already showed that he will clap a black. Like, that's what I feel like you guys are thinking. That's what I'm saying. When it comes to that type of perception, I don't really get where guys are going like that. I don't really see where your mind's at. I don't see what you're trying to say. Like, what is your thoughts trying to be? You know what I mean? Like, what is it that we're really getting to? So that's my thing. You guys need to think. You guys need to form some type of ideology, some type of viewpoint, but it got to be different. I agree with Jay-Z, Waka. I'm sorry, Waka Flocka. I agree with Jay-Z. I already told you. I already let Beyonce know, like, I don't get what's wrong. What was wrong with what he said? Because it's a fact. You know, I could see if someone was making assumptions like, oh, he's assuming that. Oh, he's just thinking that. But nah, that is a legit fact. Why is he cool and he's able to do that, still stay good, walk through the places y'all walk, but we're still touching, putting hands on each other? What's up with that? What's really the move? How's this man still, what is he doing? He's still making threats, still getting charges. Like, where are we really at with this? What's the point of it? Where are we going to? What are we actually talking about? What are we actually doing? Because y'all ain't doing nothing about what happened. I mean, this dude's good. He's good in any place now. Still after he did what he did. But that's part of what I'm talking about. That's part of what I'm saying needs to be looked at. What's going on? Jay-Z had a good point. I'm sorry. He made sense. That's just my opinion. That's my thoughts. Let me know down in the comments below what y'all thoughts are. But I'm sorry. I can't back off that point. That point was just too real. It was too visual. Like, you can't tell me, oh, you know, that guy I had a problem with. But then you see Zimmerman, you're like, oh, let him go. Ain't none of that. Ain't none of that. He did what he did. So how is he still moving around smooth, maneuvering all around y'all down there? And I know he ain't hiding. This man just held a gun out the window at another man in a fit of road rage. How is he even free, man? How is he free? All this stuff I'm seeing people like him do, if I did the same, they already bother me when I'm chilling. If I did the same, y'all would be chasing me down. How is he good? It's a race thing, ain't it? He was just angry. That's what white anger does. What is it? What is it? Because there's many different situations I gave passes to guys like y'all who agree with him around me, and I could have did the same type of stuff when it was called for. Because I hear the verbal threat. He didn't even hear a verbal threat. It was road rage. Because I thought someone was saying something because they were being racist and stuff, and I thought they were talking about me. I could have pulled something out right at their head, like, what you say? But road rage, he's good doing it, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, we need to really think about what's going on and start making solid decisions. And I didn't use this to take away from what Smoke Dawg meant. I know he was important to a lot of people, but on the Scorpion album, I just felt there was a point made, and I don't know why Smoke Dawg was in this situation, but guys, go listen to his music and go fathom the beef that could have been. What I do know of is that there's a very strong gang life in Canada. Very strong. And it's not a joke. You know what I mean? So there's many different factors that could have went to it. And now everybody's making it about Drake. Like, oh, he lost 2 people. Make it about Smoke Dawg if you're going to talk about it. And that's just the other YouTubers that were mentioning it. All rights reserved.